The final bit I think I wanted to touch on was when words aren't enough. Because they're great. The whole thing has been words are amazing. But there are some really important instances where they're not quite enough. And just to know the limitations of where they get to.
Yeah.
What's coming up for you on that?
Well, I'm thinking of the map not being the territory, and the words are the map in a way. And
nice.
Yeah, just like that map or that word can open up an experience.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about this in the video about tasting sensations like wine.
Yeah, you can see it up there, collapsing the dream.
Yeah, so if you're drinking wine and someone goes, oh, that's peach, you might not have known it, but you might be like, oh, it's really opened me up to that experience. That's the opposite. That's the opening up.
Yeah.
But words can be just a poor.
Just falling short.
Yeah.
Some things I think are just so massive, so enormous that no matter how magical and frankly cool as language structures are, as a phenomena, they just can't. They're not good enough to grasp the entirety of that.
Yeah.
Over time, over one's lifespan, you get a different idea of what life is. And very rudimentary biology basics, you could say, well, there are these many attributes to life. Something's got to eat, something's got to grow, something's got to communicate and reproduce, and that makes it alive. And then over the course of your lifespan, you know, as you kind of get a different feel for what life is, maybe through people who have passed, maybe through new people being born, through what life is going back when you really think about it from the dawn of time.
Yeah.
You know, is life, when you first thought about it according to those biological principles, does it cover it? You know, there's so much more.
Yeah.
And, you know, it can't really fit the bill. Another one is love.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting how there can be this experience of, you hear about it, especially as a kid, and it's, you know, it's in films, it's in media, it's in songs. And then eventually if you get to experience it, you know, there's this realization, that's what that word means. And it's kind of, it doesn't quite fit initially because the experience is just so much bigger. You're trying to attach this word onto something that you're not sure you've fully got. And then when you do it, it's kind of like, this word isn't quite enough for this thing. Yeah,
one way is like, we spend our lives, a lot of our lives narrating it, making a story about it, which is important, but it's also not necessarily having the experience. We can be really the words can focus us onto stuff. Like if we're singing in a choir or singing Oasis with our mates or whatever song it is that matters to you, and you're all singing along, you're all focusing. And the same with the self-talk that we've talked about, and in hypnosis, giving yourself good self-instruction is a great way to focus experience, but we can often use it in a way that's a limiting narration of our lives, and we don't often feel the most. Like in a film, it tends to happen when there's some music playing. We'll probably feel the most emotion. At the end, there'll be some music playing. Someone will get back together, or someone will succeed and win, and that's where we feel the most. It's not it doesn't need to be spoken to us, and so now this is everything's a success. Everything's happy.
Yeah. The word isn't enough at that point.
Well, I've got an interesting little thought experiment that might sum this up.
Yeah.
So what is more accurate or more truthful, like the world's greatest poem or a wolf howling at the moon?
Oh yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And can we handle it being that simple? Like a wolf just howling is kind of pure in some way.
No, very good. No, that's a really good point.
And I've got one more thing that kind of fits in. So I was looking at word origins. I love word origins. And to understand comes from the Old English, and under means to be in the midst of. So that's, when you understand something, you're in the midst of it, it's surrounding you. And I think that speaks to the power of words, because when you take them on, you are within the midst of them. They've taken on.
Or you're in the midst of wherever it is they're taking you. Yeah. To whichever location, destination, emotion, experience. Yeah. I just had a counter thought of another kind of personal gripe, maybe more than anything else. But maybe it's that thing of where words are used improperly, where the description is not enough, like you say. The description isn't the thing. And I don't know if this analogy works, but it kind of feels a bit like when you go into museums and people are milling around just taking photos on their phone.
Yeah.
And they're kind of almost trying to capture an amazing piece of art on their phone. My mind boggles as to why they're doing that.
Yeah.
But it almost feels like that failing to capture the experience of the art.
Yeah.
But I've got it on my phone.
Yeah.
So it feels like the words in those instances are they failing to really grab what it is that you can see,
yeah,
but you don't have access to still.
Yeah.
Looking at a picture on your phone of a great piece of art is not looking at the great piece of art.
No. But it's also, instead of being in the experience, you're making it a action-based thing. So an anticipatory thing. I'll try and find the quote, because I read a quote on this, and it says, the more people that use social media, they start to see life as an anticipatory moment. So like an opportunity to take a picture. So they're already narrating it rather than experiencing it.
Rather than being there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's really easy to do that. It's like an extension of doing energy rather than being. So it's really easy to do that.
And preparing yourself to tell a story.
Yeah.
So you're not even there in the moment because you're already planning the story that you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
And that's fascinating. So then, hold on, this comes back on something else now. This is a pull between, so the fantastic thing about words is it can transport, it can unlock, it can put you in places.
Yeah.
But in a way, all of it will lead you to more artificiality.
More stories.
Stories.
More narration.
Exactly. And the stories and narration are good.
Yeah.
Can they ever be completely real, though? They're always going to be somewhat modifying the reality.
I saw this YouTube video, and this guy, I don't know how I found it, but the guy said, I'm going to try and transmit love through YouTube. I'm just going to do nothing for a minute. I'm just going to stare at you and try and transmit that. And I've seen this...
we'll put a link to that. No, we won't put a link to that video.
I've also seen this... I don't know how you describe her, like a lady called Mother Mina, and she's supposed to be like an avatar, I think they call her, someone that's really enlightened. But she'll just stare at the screen and she's crying, and she does this every week or something, and it's quite hard to just be in that kind of thing, even if it's through YouTube, to be in an experience of love, really, without having to write it, to talk about it. It's easier to listen to a YouTube meditation talking about love than it is to even have one sent through the screen, if it is sent through. But it takes trust to sort of sit in experiences, especially big ones like that.
So why do we tell stories? I didn't know we'd come to this, but we have just come to this. So if there is a reality which is immense and wonderful in its own right, it's like experiencing the work of art for itself. And why at times are we taking pictures anyway to share with other people?
Yeah, because we're not getting the connection in that moment that we want to in a certain way, but maybe we feel like we can with other people. I also think if you're using the phone, there's a kind of clicking and ergonomic, I won't say dopamine, but that kind of some input in the mind probably happens when you're taking a photo that's a bit engaging, perhaps, or rewarding on some level, perhaps.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is that a very purist way of just living the moment completely would be maybe don't even talk about anything. You could almost be like a monk.
Yeah.
Just take a vow of silence.
Yeah.
Experience life purely from as non dogmatic, non-inherited a way as possible. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, when you come away from that, what is it that you are able to do with the stories, with the plans, with the proposals?
I think it's trust. Like, if you feel like everything is one, that's an ultimate trust thing. You don't need to change anything. I would say, though, that to hum along or to make the sound of the sound of life. So it's not complete silence. There might be moments of silence to get to that thing. Like when you're singing along to a song, or or running along the beach or something. You're in with it, not isolated from it. Big question.
I guess I think I'm coming to, and I think I've convinced myself more than anything else. Is it that by doing that, making those stories, making those plans, making those proposals, that's what generates the new complexities and the new art?
Well, I think there's a searching, and it ends up being in that. If you felt like every moment was enough and each emotion was perfect as it was, you probably wouldn't need to do as much storytelling. You just be in it. Something that's coming to me is maybe we need to have things put in little sections like words for us to just get through. I know we kind of talked about this in the analog digital binary kind of thing, how evolutionary friend or foe is. Friend or foe is it's important to move quickly on those decisions, so they become binary sometimes if you're in a friend or foe situation. But the opposite end of that being everything is one, I don't need to change anything, takes a bit of trust and less action based. So it's fine when you feel like that, and that's why love comes up in the right moments, when it's safe and it's the right things going on.
That's it. That's the phrase. That's a good one. I don't need to change anything. Is almost a situation where I don't need to speak about it.
Yeah.
I don't need to change anything. I don't need to tell anyone. Don't need to rant about it. Don't need to modify it because I don't need to change anything. Yeah. So by the converse side, what words allow us to do is allow us to make changes as we want. So they are, so this kind of way of taking a part of it, putting it in a word kind of capsule, then taking it to someone else, talking to them about it, then you kind of lift it up, look around it, maybe this will go with this one, and then you add it together. So what you're doing is you're taking the experiences of life and allowing the ground for them to be recreated and changed into new things. Yes,
but the danger is, if you're just creating words and sentences and narration, you've just got a factory full of a million parts, and you're trying to build something to share with something, and you'll never build the thing that's
you might never make the thing. You might not make the new thing, and you might not experience the. So when you get too caught up in words,
you become a factory owner, not someone that's enjoying life, I suppose. You become too doing based, perhaps.
Maybe.
Deep.
Or maybe you don't even get to make, really. Because there's so much of there's a lot of talking and not enough doing on the other side.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good place to stop this.
Yeah.